How's it going, guys? Welcome on back to one of my update videos. We're checking out the release notes for the Burning Springs update. We got the new map expansion, bounty hunting, some events, season 23, and more. Let's get right into those notes. Saying grab your duster, hat, and your favorite weapon because it's time for some bounty hunting. Explore our largest map edition yet and hunt down some of the largest bounties Burning Springs has to offer. I'm going to say right away, a bunch of people have been saying you're going to want to save up as much money as possible, so you're definitely going to want to get your caps flowing each day, but we'll get there soon enough. Welcome to Ohio. We got the update highlighted saying bounty hunting. Again, grab your duster, cowboy hat, and your favorite weapon. We got some bounty hunting to do. Get to explore Burning Springs. Cross Point Pleasant Bridge to enter a new land of rust and blood. Explore our largest map expansion yet. An audience with the king. Prove yourself to the Rust King, the ruthless ruler of Burning Springs, and the start of the whole new storyline for Fallout 76. There's two new public events. We got Gearing Up and Sinkhole Solutions. A new pet, saying a rad new pet, a Radhog. And then, of course, Season 23, Blood and Rust. A season for the Raiders. A new region of the map is opening up for those with enough grit to cross Point Pleasant Bridge. It's time for you to travel westward towards Burning Springs. Taking place in rural Ohio, this is our largest map expansion of 76 yet. Become one of the meanest bounty hunters around, as the Bounty Springs update introduces bounty hunting to your Fallout 76 experience. The major new piece of content here to give the opportunity to find and eliminate some of the area's largest threats. And I haven't checked out any of the PTS content or anything like that, so this is kind of my own first go looking at a lot of this. So definitely excited to see what bounty hunting means. Is it going to be something we're going to be flying through in the first so many weeks, months of the content? Is it going to be something that you're going to want to do all the time? Is it something that they're going to add to and expand upon? We're going to have to see. We're extremely excited to share that the Ghoul from the Fallout TV show on Amazon Prime will be joining us in Burning Springs. Voiced by Walton Goggins himself, the Ghoul will be your guide in all things bounty hunting. Love that. I also think that's a great mashup too, especially that today's the 2nd when I'm recording this, and then in not even a couple of weeks we'll be able to watch the next season and start that. I can't wait. Cannot wait. The main questline for Burning Springs is just the start of your story in this new region, planned as the beginning chapter for a story that spans multiple updates. I like that. So that also might tie into bounty hunting a little each time as well. We'll have to see. This quest works as an introduction to characters that you'll end up spending more time with down the line. That kind of sounds interesting. Almost like you'd be able to help somebody out and then bring them back to your camp or I'm not going to call it a retreat, but just try to get everybody together to go and kind of build up and they have a story. I don't know. Might not be at all where it's taking us, but I'm just thinking what that could mean if it's going to be content that we'll revisit and then we'll be building relationships with these characters, I guess. We says with a new quest line for you to complete, 2 new public events, the introduction of bounty hunting, plus a load of additional content, including new fish. There you go, more fish, and a local legend to catch. Burning Springs is our largest update since Wastelanders back in 2020, which is crazy too, because you have to think of what does a big update mean? You could be literal and saying how much of the map is being expanded. And then on top of that, it's it has to have substance. If they're doing these quest lines, if they're adding in these characters, if they're bringing in Walton Goggins, oh boy. It's got to be good, right? Welcome to Ohio. Burning Springs, a region of southwest Ohio, rocked not only by the nuclear destruction of the bombs dropping, but also the environmental poisoning from the local Abraxadine chemical plant, I guess. The area is now a desolate and barren wasteland with poisonous water and a dust storm coating everything in a toxin known as rust. Oh boy, that's interesting. I was curious to know what the whole rust thing meant. If it was just quite literally rusty armor, but we're getting our answer here. Who who would ever want to call this land home? Well, the Rust King apparently would. A super mutant with just as much brains as brawn. The Rust King is the unrelenting and unforgiving ruler of Burning Springs. He has twisted the land into his cruel kingdom, where the only rule is might makes right. Players will cross paths with this monstrous monarch during the new questline. He will task the player with proving their worth and braving the wilds of the wasteland. While barren, Burning Springs still holds pockets of life. Highway Town, which the main menu at 70s or on 76 was cycling between, and I really like the fact that a lot of the main menus, it just feels like a screensaver. It's just kind of panning around through different areas, and it's done that for many seasons now. But this might be the first season where we have like an animated walking through and walking up to Highway Town and getting a look at everything. I really appreciate that. So before you rush into the game and just hit the A button, give it a little bit, see if you can have that Highway Town intro and you see the character walking through and then looking up at the highway above and the town that's been built, who knows, even if it's haphazardly built with crates and catwalks, but I like that. But it's saying we got Highway Town, and it serves as a pit stop for the last of humanity. Built on a section of elevated highway, players will be able to rest and resupply here. Highway Town serves as the region's new social hub, a last resort for survivors. Speaking of which, the Last Resort Saloon at the end of town also serves up bounty hunt contracts, and I have to see what the breakdown is for all this, because I really don't know, and I know people were finding it to be something that they want to run. Again, they were saying it's expensive, so I think they were saying 5K. You need 5K maybe per bounty. I'm not sure. We'll see if it tells us in the notes. Once you unlock the location, you'll be able to fast travel directly to the saloon for maximum bounty hunt efficiency. You can wander into Burning Springs by crossing the bridge in Point Pleasant, and then it also says you'll have an Ohio distress signal pop up once you reach level 30. Got it. So that's where the quest line begins. We got bounty hunting. Mosey down to the Last Resort Saloon in Highway Town if you're looking to put your gun to work. The ghoul has set up shop there, providing piles of bounties to plunder. To start a grunt hunt, just pick up one of the posters off the table. There's plenty to go around, so you can repeat this activity to your heart's content. Ooh, okay. So you have grunt hunts, and you have the bounties as well, I guess. Each time you start a grunt hunt, a random location in Burning Springs will be chosen, and a mutation will be applied to your target. I like that. Watch out though, because these mutations are contagious. Okay. Enemies near your target will also benefit from the effects of the mutation. Plan accordingly. So we've seen, what is it? The cultist that walks around during that event. I can't think of the specific name, but he'll infect things around. I mean, you'll see the like Mothman aura, whatever it is. So I guess something similar. That'll probably be like maybe a larger AoE or something. Curious. Then it says plan accordingly, and then obviously don't get overwhelmed. Adjust your build to counteract your mutation. Makes sense. Okay, so it's like daily ops in a way too, I guess. For the daily ops that have different combos and you have to approach it in different ways. If you're lucky, a grunt hunt target might drop a premium bounty poster. These will allow you to start a head hunt, so you go from grunt hunt to head hunt, an extra challenging bounty hunt in the form of a public event. Note these are granted through the quest rewards and not found on the body itself. Okay. Just place your poster on the bounty board outside of the saloon to send the word wide. Interesting. So that's how you start, like eviction notice, I guess. Not eviction notice, I'm sorry, encrypted. You go over there, you start encrypted, it tells the server. Okay. And then, interesting, okay. I wonder how many of these are going to be popping up, though. If there's like a limit, you can only have one going on, I guess, at a time, too. That would make sense. Just want to make sure, like, for example, encrypted, you can only pop one, and then you have to wait. It used to be you can only run one per server, but now I think they changed it where, like, 2-3 hours later, it'll reset again, which I had no idea was a thing until recently. But I'm trying to see how this works. If there's a cooldown between events, can we run them as, like, groups over and over and over again? Do we need to hop servers? All things to be mindful of. Okay. And then it's saying all players in the server will be alerted to show up to your aid when you do one. Only one headhunt can be active at a time, which makes sense. But again, per server or what? Be sure to join any activities. I feel like it's like caravans. Caravans, you only do so many, but you can do them back to back to back. That probably would make more sense. There's dozens of unique headhunt targets across a handful of locations. Each has a unique loadout and poses protecting them? Or a posse protecting them, I gotcha. Some with pretty wild and weird skills too. Okay. Again, I'm not familiar with what is in this update, and I'm catching all this for the first time like a lot of you, or some of you might be caught up on the PTS stuff and know what to look forward to. I'm excited for this. Anything that kind of changes the dynamic of the game, brings new events, new characters, new locations, that's great. If you got an itchy trigger finger and caps to spare, the ghoul would be more than happy to part with a premium poster for the right price, and I think that's the 5K. Players will be able to track which headhunts they've completed from their challenges and earn a variety of unique rewards for doing so. Cool, okay. Speaking of loot, bounty hunting is primed to be the premier path for legendary item hunters. Grunt hunt targets will initially appear as 1-star legendary enemies. As you complete more, they'll eventually make their way to 2- and 3-star, which is a great way to guarantee finding 3 stars if you're hunting down leggies, right? Head-on targets will always appear as 3-star legendaries, good to know, and are flanked by a pair of 2-star posse members. But most importantly, head hunts have a chance to drop items with new 1-, 2-, and 3-star legendary effects. Some of these which will offer special bonuses for ghoul or human players. New legendary mods. Wait, Some of these will offer special bonuses for ghoul or human players. We're gonna have to keep reading on, because my initial thought is like the players themselves. Does that tease us that there's gonna be another build or something? You know, like you can be a super mutant in a year from now. I don't know. But it probably is like assassins or ghoul slayers, more than likely. New legendary mods. As mentioned above, you'll be able to earn items containing new and exclusive to bounty hunting legendary mods. New 1-stars, we got Feral, just for melee. Kills make you more feral, perfect for ghouls. Snipers for ranged weapon, gain 120 bonus damage to weak points while aiming down sights. Interesting. So instead of just VATSing, for those that are actually aiming the sights down. Adrenals for weapon, plus 10% damage per kill while on a kill streak. Interesting. Okay, that'll stack nice with what is that, adrenaline or adrenal reaction? Both of those between okay, stack that up, I guess. And then for armor, plus 10% damage resist while on a kill streak. I'm curious to know where that one's going to be as useful. Building up damage resist is good, but like there's only so many enemies you can have at one point, even for like events. There's lucid for weapon and armor. For weapons, and increased damage up to 40% based how full your feral sanity meter is. And then armor, increased damage up to 6% increases damage up to 6% resistance based on how full your feral sanity meter is. Again, these are for the ghoul players out there. Pickpocketers, melee weapon. Kills have a 50% chance to award a small amount of caps. Okay. If we're going to be spending more caps for these bounties, I guess we're going to need more sources of caps, right? We run around with a sledgehammer, hitting enemies so hard caps pop out. It'd be cool if they could combo that with like Bloody Mess or Confetti Mess, or whatever the confetti one is called. Painkiller for armor, gain HP regen based on your kill streak. I got a lot of kill streak things here. Even the next one, rushing, armor again, gain AP regen based on your kill streak. Elementalist for armor, +5 all resistance. You can go up to 25. Fierce armor only, but not power armor. Fortified limb resistance while on a skill streak. No, that's a typo. On a kill streak. I'm like, what's a skill streak? You go to your crafting bench, you craft a bunch of ammo, you hop over to the armor bench, you make something, you know, then you go kill an enemy, and all of a sudden you're just ready. You're fortified. Those don't sound too crazy to me. I don't know. I feel like the pickpocketers sounds kind of funny, and maybe like just something to mess around with. I do, and I'm not personally using the ghoul character. I tested it out. I only did very minimal gameplay of it. Kind of preferred my other character, so I swapped back. I do know there are people in the community that enjoy playing as a ghoul, so this will be a definite welcome sight. We got glowing for weapons. Kills grant a small amount of rads. Healthy, max HP increased by 20, which is up to 100. That sounds pretty good. As a new 3-star, healthy. If you just want to stack as much HP as possible and not rely on other things. Reflex for armor, 2% evade, up to 10. I don't know if I want that. Curious. That would also help with, like, I guess ricochet, maybe. Oh no, that would interfere with ricochet. The way I'm understanding it. And there's active for armor. Max AP is increased by 20, up to 100. And then barbarian. For melee, 1 strength per kill while on a kill streak. I like that one. I don't melee too much, but that, like, those are kind of perks that I would have some fun with. It would be 3-star, so that'd be strength. You have to choose between, do you want 3 strength constantly, or do you want to do barbarian if you think you're going to get more than 6 kills at a time, or sorry, 3 kills at a time. You know, if you can get like 6 kills consistently, you're getting double the strength for a little bit. But after you get those many kills, are you able to kill enough to make it consistent? Definitely food for a thought. So, not gonna lie, me personally, nothing too crazy in these new legendary mods. I was kind of hoping for more. I'm curious to know what you guys think. And again, I'm a little more biased because I'm not using a ghoul character, and it seems like most of these are related to like the feral meter, the rads, and other things like that. Let's get on over to those new public events. Definitely gonna be looking forward to running them. We got Gearin Up and Sinkhole Solutions. For Gearin Up is saying, have you ever wanted to help a Deathclaw prepare for its debut in an arena deathmatch? Now's your chance. It's like Fallout 4 stuff. The Rust King requires a new combatant. Your job is to head over to the junkyard and help the Beastmaster gather the scrap metal needed to armor up her latest tamed Deathclaw. During this public event, you'll fight alongside a Deathclaw. Okay. Your Deathclaw in training against the Wasteland's wildest foes. Just be sure to keep the beast alive. It can't die a glorious death in the arena. It can't die a glorious death in the arena if it doesn't survive the junkyard first. Okay, noted. Remember, you can heal friendly NPCs using the Medics legendaries. Say less. Between my Medics Tesla and whatever else we throw in there. Should be good. Saying don't have one. Well, luckily a new unique named weapon, the Stim Pike, comes with it pre-installed. You'll have a chance to earn it alongside many other rewards by completing this event. I guess it's a spear. The Stim Pike. You go to melee and it's like healing your target. It's like, stand still. Sinkhole Solutions. Fires rage beneath the surface of burning springs, and natural gas deposits occasionally breach the surface near places where the ground is broken. Willow, a resident of Highway Town, needs your help culling rad scorpions and stingwings that have gathered around a highway volatile sinkhole. I wonder if these are in different locations, because the way they phrase it in the previous sentences. These creatures are causing issues for the residents of Highway Town. You still need to head over to the aptly named Scorpion Lake and activate Stomper, a Stomper device to draw them out of their dens. Okay, so I guess it's just in that one location. Your objective will be to destroy their dens, all while dodging pillars of fire and navigating a blinding sandstorm. Also stick around to the end to learn why the red scorpions aren't an apex predator. Okay. Something pops out and just murders them and then it goes back. Additional content, some more fish. Assuming you can even find them, the watering holes around burning springs. Oh, that would make sense too, right? It's going to be like an arid, not desert, but it's going to be like dry and burnt up and volatile and toxic. Where are you going to find a good, clean source of water or any water? Saying the watering holes around burning springs are poisonous and irradiated, but that doesn't mean there aren't a new fish to catch. I'm thinking of was it Blinky from Simpsons, the three-eyed fish? Explore this new zone and find new fish, including a local legend to add to your collection. Got a new side quest, Dirty Laundry. Keep a sharp eye out for mysterious Abraxadine intel briefcases hidden all over Burning Springs. Return them to Bodhi in the city of Athens to take part in the Dirty Laundry side quest. Unlike other collectibles, these briefcases appear in specific locations. Once per player, you'll search every nook and cranny to find all 150. Gotta catch your first, you catch your first 150 briefcases. This isn't Pokemon. Schoolyard rumors say there's a 151st one hidden under a red truck, but we're pretty sure that's made up. Oh my god, it's the Mew under the... Oh god, what's the story? I just briefly know this story and I'm referencing it. That's wild. I think it's a red truck that's it's in one of the cities and it's next to, I think, the oh god, I want to call it the SS Anne, but it's not. It's like a boat that you can take, and then they're supposed to, I think, like, use cheats or something, and then go on the boat, but then jump off the boat, and then underneath the truck's supposed to be Mew. I don't know. But I love that I made a Pokemon reference, and immediately they followed up with that. Thank you. I appreciate that. As you turn these cases in, you'll help Bodhi unravel the mystery of his missing daughter and earn unique Abraxadine-themed rewards along the way. Okay. You earn a unique legendary weapon for completing the quest, which only requires finding about half the total cases, but you'll get an even more powerful up version if you find every last one. Oh boy. I hate collectibles, for the record. This seems kind of interesting, though. We'll hunt them down with the community. So we got Season 23, Bloodrust. Bloodrust is here to inspire you to unleash your inner raider spirit. Definitely like the cover art here. Closing Milepost 0. I'm not gonna lie, I did a little bit of Milepost 0. I didn't do like anything. I don't even think I got the initial quest done, which if you finished, you would have been given a title, and I forget what else as like a little reward. I honestly, I don't think I did it. That's okay though. That's all right. The bandits roaming Skyline Valley, looking for caravans to rob, have proved themselves to be dastardly threats to the Blue Ridge. The Blue Ridge, that's another way of saying, you guys suck. You didn't do enough caravans to help them. Scaring poor Brahmin into going off track, leaving deliveries incomplete. No, that's funny though, because it's saying scaring poor Brahmins into going off track, which is definitely them taking a little jab at themselves for the pathing and the tracking of the different Brahmin just completely not working. Instead of it going 10 feet in just a straight line, it decides to go off the rails, go off the guardrails in some of the cases, and then go up a mountain and then come back like 10 minutes later. I've seen some issues. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm good. But let's see. It says, for now, Milepost 0 will be closing shop and moving their wares to other vendors across Highway Town, awaiting a time in the future where things might be a bit safer for their operations. The rewards from Milepost 0 are now spread across the wasteland. There's the list of all the different things that you can get, and then where you can get them as well. Between Splint and Mac in Highway Town, Windy, and then it's saying Spooky Scorch will reward different things, Holiday Scorch will reward different things, so definitely make sure that you go over this to see what you can claim if you haven't already, and I'm pretty sure you guys already have most of these, and I do not. But link will be in the description. All characters who completed a bump in the road will receive the Caravan Investor, which is the title. We'll also be granting a pennant that can be used account-wide. Any character on that account will have access to this pennant. And characters that have completed the quest will also receive 2k gold bullion. There you go. There you go. Alright, moving on, we got new camp pet, the Radhog. So no longer do you have cats and dogs. Well, first it was just the cats and dogs at your camp. Then they introduced like the mongrel. which it's like, okay, so they're not just keeping it to be like ordinary pets. They're going to have a little bit of fun with it, maybe. Maybe have some like irradiated feral cat or something. I don't know. Now we have a Radhog. One of the new creatures you'll find in Burning Springs is the Radhog. They're tough and fiercely protective of their young, so if you get too close, expect to be attacked. What would happen if you brought one to your camp? You'd probably have the most adorably disgusting pet this side of the Ohio River. After purchasing the Radhog camp pet from the Atomic Shop, the Radhog bed item can be found in the Dweller section, etc., etc. You get it. New seasonal weapon, okay. The Dom Pedro. A new weapon is entering the fray. The Dom Pedro is a hand cannon that fires 50 caliber rounds, or it can be swapped to 308 rounds. It has an explosive effect and can pierce enemies too. Okay, so like anti-armor, explosive. Really sending a message to anyone who is foolish enough to stand in the way. Okay. Emote Wheel, whether you're hitting your favorite emote at the wandering traveler passing by in hulking power armor skin, or trying to convince level 30 Vault Dweller to pick up the loot you just dropped for them, emoting is core to the Appalachian way of living, and I completely agree with that. In the Burning Springs update, we're reorganizing emotes so more emotes can be equipped at once. Okay, before I move on, that sentence I don't need to read further to understand. They're going to say, okay, there's a bunch in one category, so we split them up. There's a couple of games that I think do a really good job of favorite wheels. First, I'm going to name we'll call it the Bethesda cousin, Prey, which is a Bethesda game, has a favorite wheel that once you get enough Typhon powers or engineer powers, I forget what they're called, the wheel spins on itself. And it just keeps kind of growing. And I'm pretty sure that Warframe actively does that for their key binding wheel as well. So I'm kind of like curious to know why they don't just have you make like a separate category of favorites or something as like one option to just move everything that you really want to see in like a separate category if you have too much going other places. I don't know. This is just me kind of giving constructive criticism. At least that's how I look at it. In any case, introducing two new categories, social and performance. Again, they're splitting them up. They're not really doing anything too crazy. Removing the follow me and team up categories and placing most of their emotes into help and social, reorganizing things. I get it. We all get it here. All right, we got the Gleaming Depths. Oh boy, let's see what officially happens today with Gleaming Depths. Almost a year after its introduction, Gleaming Depths has proved to be an excellent place for players looking for an endgame challenge to push themselves and their builds to the limit. We're introducing a new weekly challenge for Gleaming Depths that can be completed by working through all stages of the raid. Your reward for doing so will be a 4-star legendary cache that contains a 4-star armor, power armor, melee weapon, and a ranged weapon. Hold on. You're getting all 4 of those? You're getting armor, power armor, melee, and 4. And then if you break all 4 of them down, that's technically 4 different chances to maybe learn a 4-star. That sounds really cool. Once a week, we're 100% doing this. 100%. Wednesday, we're doing Gleaming Depths. Step 1, or stage 1 to the last stage. To go along with this new weekly challenge, we're also redistributing the raid rewards, so the further you progress in Gleaming Depths, the more enticing the rewards will be. We know this may cause some disruption to your local EN06 farming group, and you can still farm him for XP, but it was never our intention to have one phase of the raid experience be the source of some of the most coveted rewards in the game. Which, I'm always the one that's going to say, please don't nerf down, buff up. In my mind, it's like, just leave stage 1 as a chance to get everything, and then for the other ones, you could make them more enticing or reward more things, something like that. I know a lot of people were already mentioning this for the past few weeks now, and a lot of people were getting a lot of last minute raids in, and I also got a few last minute ones. But it's crazy because I don't run raids for hours upon hours, and I know people that do, and more power to them, between double XP and just grinding out different resources and XP. Like, I get it. But for all the 4-stars that I got, I only broke down so many, and I've learned like 0 4-stars from breaking them down from mod boxes or weapons or armor or anything I've got from EN06, let alone the whole raid. So it's interesting. I don't know if like the snake is going to be the place to get, the best 4-star stuff. People are just going to find a different way. They're just going to have a character that's going to have a checkpoint at the snake. It's going to, they're going to bring their friends in. They're going to do whatever we have to do, swap characters, and then nothing changes, right? You'll just be farming a new stage. We'll see. We will see. And then it's saying, yeah, it's going to disrupt your farming group, they said. In this update, we're also fixing numerous bugs and introducing quality of life improvements to make raiding experience smoother for everyone. Combat in Appalachia has experienced a lot of changes since the Skyline Valley. Absolutely. For Burning Springs, we're slowing things down to see how it all settles. We're making a few more adjustments of VATS to address the feedback we received after the Fallout 76 camp revamp update. And all that, you should experience far less instance of VATS chance hit fluctuations and targeting issues. I know I was having targeting issues. I know a few other people were complaining about looking at a specific point on a target and then it dropping to 0%. Like, you'd be able to hit them right away if you hit VATS and then shoot immediately after, but then it would drop to 0%, and nothing would be obstructed. So I'm hoping this fixes that. Fix cryo slow being applied to players who aren't in PvP. Fixed an issue where hack and slash could damage players outside of PvP. Okay. Some camp fixes here. All items from Mischief Night rewards now appear in the build menu. Build budgets of various items have been adjusted. They fixed an issue which could cause the store/scrap button not to work properly when pressed by the player. The straw goat decoration plan are now known by default for all players. Okay. I wonder why. Oh, that might have been a plan that people had learned and then it unlearned them. A lot of that happened, I want to say. People were complaining that after the last update, they had stuff that they knew they had learned and placed in a different camp, but then when they went to go place it, they couldn't find it. Strange. Fix an issue where camp pet interact prompt could sometimes display near the camp when it shouldn't. Okay. Oh, you know what? When I would spawn into my world or my camp, sometimes I would notice that something would pop up. It would pop up for a brief second. It would basically tell you to interact with something, and I guess that's what they're talking about. I never could figure out what it was, but I saw it for like a split second. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. The Bat plushie reward for Mischief Night should now face forward in all displays. Old Glory fireplace is now buildable. I know that was complained about as well. Removed noticeable seams with the Haunted Mansion prefab. Fixed an issue which could cause some of the items to not appear correctly in the new tab of the build menu. Chems from the Fallout first aid box can now be used to build camp objects. Oh, okay, nice. So instead of having to take them out for the displays of chems. Got it. Okay, don't let Mama Murphy next to that. Fix an issue that prevented objects from being moved vertically while building in precision mode. Yeah, I'd have that issue. Fix an issue with the Morse code poster. Oh, okay. Pet collar apparel can now be scrapped. When can I put a Santa beard on my pet mongrel at the camp? Anybody? Events. Feral ghouls will no longer get stuck on the roof access during Feed the People. Gameplay, switch the equip grenade with will no longer reset the heavy gunner perk stack. Oh wow, okay. I had no idea that was the thing. Fix an issue with the cryolator wasn't counting as a valid weapon for challenges. Zane drones are no longer susceptible to the bleed damage over time. Uranium extractors in the Uranium Fever event are no longer susceptible to bleed damage over time. What is going on here? Fix an issue which could cause mole miners during the event Uranium Fever to appear initially neutral to the player. I don't think I've ever seen that. Addressed an issue where enemy turrets in the pit weren't hostile to the player. Camp Liberty, the glowing Yagua in this location now correctly counts towards a kill for that challenge. Angler, yeah. Fix an issue where anglers were considered mirelurks for a few challenges. I was so confused. I had that happen, I think, on stream, and just was super confused for a few minutes. Just like, what just happened? Why am I getting credit for this? And I was told not to complain because it was, they were like, you're getting your challenges done, right? I'm like, you're right. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what was going on. The satiated legendary mod now correctly states that it works for human characters only. Fix an issue that prevented floating markers from appearing on targets marked with recon scope. Fix an issue which allows players to add too many players to a raid instance. Oh, boohoo! I'm not gonna lie. I ran one or two raids with 8 people in total. It was a lot of fun. I only did it off stream. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care. It's not like I did it off stream on purpose. It was just something that when the raids first came out, I had joined some teams, and I didn't know what was going on. Like one person left, another person came back in, and the next thing I know, there's 8 of us making our way to the last stage, and I'm like, what is going on here? It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's a shame that it's not the way it's intended. Would love to see some 8-player raids or something even larger than 4-player. I don't know. I'm not sure if people are even still doing that, to be honest, because I feel like I've joined a handful of random raids over the past so many months, and I never ended up getting another instance of like, a second group somehow making their way in there. So interesting. Fix an issue that prevents players from fast traveling from expedition zones to Appalachia while over encumbered. How about we just have instant fast travel and no more delay if I get like the wind blows too hard? If I go to fast travel, wait 15 seconds, and on the 14th and a half second, a super mutant somehow shoots me, then I have to start all over again. But if I fast travel to daily ops while actively, getting shot, it doesn't interrupt me. Like, that makes no sense to me. It's okay. Once they fix that, I'll have less to complain about. We got fix an issue that caused the Assaultrons to spam their head laser attack. Okay. Haven't really run into that. Perk, school-related perk card restrictions will now be updated in the perk menu. And then without needing to exit the server, apparently. Fixed, and I think people were mentioning that. They had to like leave, come back to fix it. Fix an issue that caused 0 unused point to appear above the full special categories in the perks menu. Own perks now appear as intended after exiting and re-entering the perk section or screen. Curator and Good with Salt will now display the correct background in the perk card machine. Bullet Shield remove rank 4. Bullet Storm, switch in the equipped grenade will no longer reset. Yeah, like they were mentioning before. They won't remove the stack. There is a nice list here of miscellaneous. I'm not going to go through all these, but please be sure to check to see if anything here is related to what you're looking to keep an eye out for. Might be. Either pause the video, zoom in, or like again, I'll put the link in the description. We got quests. The quest One of Us will now correctly start for the ghoul character upon completing the Bunker Buster quest. Fix to the quest marker for the nightclub poster at the start of Opportunity Knocking. Weapons, fix an issue where the Vampire Samurai combat knife could not have its custom skins removed once applied. I think I actually had that issue. I don't know if it was Luca's Switchblade. I had changed it, couldn't change it back. You couldn't destroy the weapon or something. I couldn't remember what was going on. The only way to get rid of it, I think, was to destroy the weapon. Something. I can't remember now. Increase the explosion damage done by frag grenades. Oh, for the MERV specifically. Explosives, grenades, quantity on the HUD is no longer incorrect after closing the raids reward screen. And Whacker Smacker is now Whacker Smacker. What? Whacker Smacker is now... Oh, with an H. Okay. Quack. Addressed an issue where the automatic receiver for the handmade didn't maintain the proportional fire rate difference between the handmade and other rifles. Fix an issue that caused the shield icon to appear and no damage to be done when bashing with certain weapons. Atomic Shout paints now properly can be applied to the M79. Got a few more here. We got the workshops. The Black Bear recliner should now correctly play its sound effects when interacted with. The Monongah Power Plant Yard Public Workshop now displays the correct resources on the paper map. Tooltip. It's now easier to place workshop objects without getting the cannot place item. Items not visible error. I hope. I was running into that issue with a few different items. I gotta double check and see if they work now. The Corvega wall poster set should now appear correctly aligned in the workshop menu. And then we're looking at the UI updates. Again, I'm going to just kind of hover over this for a second. If you need to pause the video to see what's going on here, please do so. Be sure to double check if anything here is useful to you. And here's the last little chunk right there. Again, link is in the description. We got some known issues. Between blood rust, season items not appearing under the new section of the build menu. I was already having similar issues last season. Even when purchasing bundles from the item shop, there's things that you would get that are new, but when you would go into your build menu, it would not appear in new, so it's just like an ongoing bug. Headhunt target Cletus Brimstone is doing more damage than expected. Be careful, it's gonna blow you up over there. Various Unicode characters in crafting requirements, block for Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Russian players, and then missing text from some terminals, holotapes, and other interactables. And that's about it, guys. That's about it. I thought we were going to go for an hour going over all this, but a lot of goodies. The new season, a new area to explore, new bounties to run, new legendaries to hunt down, and much, much more. And we got Walton Goggins to look forward to, right? The Ghoul. Yeah, the Burning Springs update. Definitely looking forward to checking out the update as soon as possible with the community. Definitely looking forward to checking out Highway Town, going over there to Ohio. A lot of goodies. And again, if these bounties, if you have to spend like 5K, or I forget what the number was, that means we're going to probably hop onto multiple characters per day, try to get max caps per day from serums or something, and then just move them all to one character. But also season 23, Blood Rust. This is the season of Scruffy over here. The season of Scruffy. A lot of goodies. Definitely let me know what you're looking forward to. Definitely drop some comments down below if you're on the YouTube side of things, and if you are on Xbox by chance and haven't joined our community yet, if timing works out and you want to join us for some 76 adventures, come on down, come join us. It's a good time. We've got good community going there. A lot of good intertwined communities. A lot of fun over there, not just on Xbox, but yeah, definitely check out what we got going on throughout the week. And like I was mentioning before, we'll get a quick little peek at this. Yeah, this is one of the only, if not one of the few, kind of like animated intros where it's going in there and it's showing you Highway Town. Definitely eager to jump into the game. I'm going to do my best to wait to check it out tomorrow. Today we got the update notes. We're working on a few things in the background, but tomorrow we'll jump in with the Twitch community. We'll check out Burning Springs and more. And if you made it to this point in the video, thank you for checking out what we got going on. Thank you for the support. If you're not already subscribing, please consider subscribing. You'll get notified. We have other videos and goodies going on. And again, if you're on Xbox, feel free to come through, join us throughout the week for various adventures and shenanigans. But you guys have a good one, and I will catch you in the next video. Take it easy, everybody.